Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and an intriguing celebration today, something I don't think many of us will have known about. Jeremy Butler has featured on the channel quite a number of times and wrote to us a while ago to say that something you may not know about me is that I'm a professional square dance caller. Well, Jeremy, I haven't been following the world of square dancing, so I didn't know that about you. Anyway, Jeremy belongs to an international association of square dance callers called Cooler Lab, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary. And it's based in South Carolina. So this puzzle features Cooler Lab, South Carolina, 1974. 50 is in coloured squares here because it's the 50th anniversary, and I can't remember what the 25 was, but I will mention it in the description field. But gosh, I mean, yes, that's a pursuit I know nothing about. I'm intrigued that there's an international association. Do people do square dancing outside of the USA? I also quite like the fact that the 50 you could easily regard as SD for square dance. I thought that was cool, but probably that hasn't even occurred to Jeremy, the author. Anyway, I'll be having a go at this in a moment. I'll do the rules shortly. I will mention that there is still just time to enter the brilliant puzzle hunt based on bogus clues called April Foolery. Now, there is a prize for that, which is a cushion, a cushion cover, designed and created by Emily Williams, and that does hold a bit of a key to one of the puzzles, so do have a go at the hunt and think about that if you get stuck towards the end. Now, let's also see if we can mention other things like our apps, which actually, no, before that, don't forget that on Patreon there is other stuff as well. There are connections videos, crosswords, align videos. Well, there's one of those now. And yeah, plenty of stuff to be getting your teeth into. Of course, we streamed last week. You can watch the VOD of that, which was playing the game Blueprints. Yes, there are our apps which feature... Ooh, anything relevant to today? Not really. These are all slightly different rules from normal. So, Fog of War, I will mention instead, the latest one. And there's our merchandise, such as the Secret Squared t-shirt, which is still selling the occasional item. So, please consider getting one. And, of course, SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, all on the links under the video. The first link is to this puzzle. And... normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. Ooh, my mouse is playing up a bit. The coloured squares, so that's these ones, all contain odd digits. Well, that's quite a lot of them there. Greater than and less than signs indicate that one digit is higher or lower than the next one to it. What we sometimes say is that they point at the lower digit in the normal way. Now, each letter corresponds to a number and must be resolved. So it's a sort of code Sudoku with C, A, L, E, R, B and S. I think that's only 7 of the letters. So there are a couple of the numbers don't have letter equivalents, I reckon. Anyway, give it a try on that link under the video. I'm going to start now, and you can tell how hard it is from how long it took me, perhaps. Let's get cracking. Okay, let's start with those odd numbers in the bluish squares. Obviously, that is a full set of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Those can't be 5. Sorry, the pencil marking is... probably not the most fantastic way to approach this, but obviously those are 2 sets of all odds, so they've got all evens above them. I mean, maybe I should just do different colours actually for odd and even and not do all the pencil marking. Yeah, let's do that instead, because pencil marking can get a bit annoying. Now, I would normally have used blue for odd, today I can't really do that because blue has been designated. Oh, sorry, I would normally use blue for even and orange for odd. I can't really do that. So I'm going to use that blue colour in the grid and maybe extend it a bit more. I hope you can all see it. I'm not 100% sure you can. Actually, these digits are 2, 6 and 8. Now, what colour shall I use? Green for even. Let's do that. And odd is going to be this blue colour. Now we see that A, R and L are all odd already, so other instances of those are odd as well. Now we've got all the odds in box 9. We've got all the odds. Oh, see, I can't help myself using orange. I'm meant to be using green for even. It's weird how complicated that makes the whole process. Maybe it's just me being an umpty. It just feels wrong to use green as even. Now these are odd because I can count evens there. In fact, that must be 4. Might be able to solve this as a largely odd-even puzzle, which would be handy. So we're looking for 5 blues like in that row. So everything else is even, including the letter E. Now here we must be able to track down on the greater than, less than signs with even digits. This central box has all 5 blues. S and C, we don't know. Now we found A, L and R as odd, B and E is even, so that doesn't give us enough information about C and S to know what to do there. So I might actually have to do some Sudoku in a moment, which will serve me right. Okay, 4 must be in one of those 2 cells. So 4 is definitely in one of those 2. We also know there are 2 evens in this group. Yeah, I don't think it does anything. That's a 3-5 pair. This is a 2-6-8 triple. B can't be 2, it's 6 or 8. 4's up here. Oh, that's even. I could have counted the blues in row 6. Okay, so that's odd. And this is less, doesn't make it, this could still be 8 if that was a 9. So don't quite know what to do with that. I suppose B is different from E. That's what this is telling us. I'm not sure that that helps yet. Probably will in due course. Oh, maybe I can use the fact that we've got 3 L's. Yeah, L must be, L is odd, and up here it can't sit in those cells, so it's 3 or 5, which is quite interesting. C, one of those is C. Yeah, I don't quite know how to go about this yet. Those 3 include a 4, I was saying earlier. L is 3 or 5. We don't really know what A or R is. I don't think we've got much information. These 2 digits are there and there. 5, the given 5. Oh, we've got that given 9. Right, well that puts 9 in one of these cells and 9 in one of these 2. I've been using that given 4, but not really been thinking about the other given digits. 7 can't be L, so 7's in one of these 2 cells. Could be R, and it's somewhere up there, along with 1 in this row. Yeah, I don't know. This is not easy to get to grips with. Oh, 5 has to be in one of those 2 cells because of this group of digits. Right. So now L can't be 5 and L is 3. That might help a bit. That can't be a 3. L is 3. Now one of these two digits in this box is a 5. So 5 comes out of those cells and goes in there. That is now not 5. We can place 5. 5 becomes R. And it's also in this group of cells, which are 1, 5, 7. So this is a 9, 3 pair. That's a 1, that's a 3. This is a 1, 9 pair now. And this is a known 7. This is a 5, 7, 9 triple. Now we know that 5 is A, so is R, sorry. So A is not 5. A is now 7 or 9. This digit is a 1. These might include a 1, but they definitely include 3 and 7. It seems like I'm not pencil marking that. These digits include 7 and 9. This one can't be 9 because of the greater than sign. 3 must be in one of these two cells in box 2 because of that 3, and these being even. It's not really all that powerful. But 3 and 7 have to be in these cells because of this column, so then 7 is also up here along with 3 somewhere. This digit is 1, 5 or 9. Now in this box, that can't be 4. I don't know, until I know which, oh, I do know which is 9 and 3, and that is helpful. Right, that's a 3, and it's greater than this even digit, so that's 2. Then I can fill in 4, 6, 8. Now E is 2. I don't think there are any other E's in the puzzle. This is not 2. We've got 6, 8 pair in row 6. These are from 4, 6, 8. It's interesting, the letters are quite light grey, but they make it a little hard to read the digits that I'm writing over the top of them, I find. Now, we've got these evens. What do we think of C? It sees 4, 8, 3, 9 in this position, and up here it sees 2. So C is 1, 5, 6 or 7. A is there and there. So it's in one of those cells and one of those two. A is 7 or 9, remember? Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. 2, 5, 3, 7. Okay, 2. Yeah, these 3 even digits can't go here in box 8, so they must include those 2. These are all even. They're these 3. They're roping. So, if those are roping, then everything is roping in columns 4, 5, 6. What I mean by that is if these 3 digits are the same as those 3 and those 3, then these 3 must appear in those cells and therefore in those cells, and these 3 in those 3 and those 3, and that must be consistent throughout. So this is 3, 7 and 1 or 9, so is this. These are all odd. This is 5 and that digit and that one, and they appear there and there. It's not that helpful actually in the end. All I know is there's a 2 up there. That can't be a 2 because this can't be a 1. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the roping is there, but it's not all that powerful. This digit is even and sees 2 and 4, so that is 6 or 8. That's not narrowing down this much. This is 4, 6 or 8. I don't think I know where 4, I mean, I suppose 4 is in one of those 2 cells in box 8 and one of those 2 in box 7. That can't be a 5. Ah, there's only one place for 5 here. I've just never noticed that. Now one of these three is a 5. So it's either bigger than S, or it is S, or it is C. C could be 5. Oh, S and C cannot be 5 because 5 is R and they're always different letters for different numbers. Right, so not only is C now not 5, S is less than 5 and it's not 3 or 4. It's 1 or 2, but it's not 2, which is E, so S is 1. Now this digit is not a 1, this C digit is not a 1. And on this greater than sign, this can't be a 6, it must be 8. Oh, well, that's very clever. That's a very clever setup. I like that. Now, 8 is roping into that set, so that's not 8. And into this group of cells, there is an 8. This row, quite a lot of that got filled in. 5, 1, 8, 4. I think this has to be 3 because 3's in one of those cells in this box and it now can't be anywhere else in the row, so it can't be there. That's a 3. 5, 8, 5, 1, 8, 3, 4. This is not a 2, so there's only one place for 2 in the row, and that's here. This is 6, 7, or 9. It's not 7 by sort of Sudoku, so that's 6 or 9. I don't know its colour. Can't decide that from the information we have. Now, this is less than 6. It's not 5 or 3. It's not 1. So it is 2 or 4, and it is therefore even. That's a strange find. Is that going to be helpful? Do we have a 4th? Oh, these two are odd because they're 5 and 1. That's suddenly very clear. Oh, there's a 4 down here. I've pencil marked. Yes, one of these two is a 4. So that must be 2. Now, one of these 3 is 2, but only one of them can be even. There it is at the top. That can't be 2 in box 2, so that is 2 in box 2. One of these 2 is 2, but I don't know which one. That 1 is looking at that cell, and the 5 is looking at that one. Two, 5, 1. We've got a 1 there and a 1 there. One of these is a 1. I still don't quite know which one. Most of the greater than, less than signs are basically done now. It's just this one left to actually tie down. How about the letters? Have I not? Still got A, C, and actually B to resolve. Oh, have I missed something? So the letters we've got are S is 1. I'm looking at the odds first of all. L is 3. R is 5. A is 7 or 9. And in the evens, we've got E equals 2. I feel like that's very close to being done. All of the letters. I might be missing something about them, but I don't know what it is. Right, let's have a look at this column. One digit in here is an 8. That's not in these odd cells, so it's in one of these two by Sudoku effectively. And that's forming an X-wing with an 8 here, but it's also putting 8 in one of those two cells in box 1. And that's not actually helping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 odds in column 2. So these are both even. Now, 4 odds in column. Yeah, okay, 4 odds in column 3. at least one of these is odd because we've already had 3 evens in this box. So that'll be the 5th odd in the column, and that must be even. So this is one of each. And these are both odd now. And they're from 3, 7 or 9. That one indeed can't be 3. Now we've got all the evens in the top row. Aha! And therefore we find out that C is odd. And since its candidates are 6 or 7, it must now be 7. And that gives us all the odds in this row. That's even. And that must be a 6 because its candidates are 6 or 9. Oh, great. So we're in business finally in terms of being able to probably finish off the colouring. That seems to be even in its column. Still, okay, that one I can just count up the box and that's even. I'm left with these pairs, which are in each domino 1 odd and 1 even. So I haven't quite finished off the colouring. That sees 2, 4 and 6, so that's 8. Can I treat this as an odd even puzzle now? 4, 6, the 4 was based on the column, the 6 was based on the box. That becomes a 4. These are a 6, 8 pair. This is a 6 in its column. This is 4 or 8. Now, surely we're going to suddenly get one of these done. Maybe not. 6 and 8 are done down here. So I've done all the letters in the puzzle. So hopefully they all... Oh no, look. A, I have not done A. A is 7 or 9 and is consistent. I certainly haven't done all the letters because I've done everything except A. But C is 7, so A is now 9. Okay, that's good. Now, I thought I would be able to finish off the evens, and I was not able to. Maybe that'll get resolved when I get these resolved. This sees a 7. Oh, this sees a 7 in the box, so that's 9. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. Got a 1, 5 pair there. This is even. These, oh, 6 is looking at that cell. So these even digits are getting done. 2, 8 pair. I feel like that's certain to be a 4. Oh no, that's an 8. That's a 6. Get rid of the candidate there. In this column, no, that's a 4. Right. Now this digit can't be 1 or 3. This must be 2, and that resolves all of our odds and even colouring finally. This is now an 8, and that's a 4, and all the even cells. Okay, I've put 6 odds in this box, so one of them's wrong. It's this one. My sincere apologies. Okay, I could have done a better count. I claimed that that was one of each colour, didn't I? And it absolutely wasn't. It's double green. And that's 6. And that's 8. And all the evens are done now. So sorry about misidentifying that pair. I could have done all the colouring. I just didn't realise. That's a 5. That's a 1. So now it's just the odds to do in the puzzle. All the first 3 columns, four columns are complete. 3, 7, 9 here. I'll come back to you guys. Oh, here's a couple of evens I left out. 7 and 9. That 3 and 5 are done. And here we've got 3, 7 and 9 with a 3 at the top. Then a 7, and we finish with a 9. So that isn't too hard, but I've really confused myself. First of all, with the colour scheme. I will understand if you complain about the colours, but I've been kind of not helped by Jeremy's chosen colour scheme. In fact, let's get rid of my colours now, because they're just messing up the grid. The numbers, yeah, it was interesting. Often with the numbers, it was a case of keeping them different from each other, especially with that last C versus A thing. The greater than, less than clues were fairly straightforward, but it was often the colouring of odds and evens that really led to the solution for me. So a very interesting puzzle. Enjoyed that a lot, and thank you to Jeremy. Congratulations to Caller Lab for your 50th anniversary. It's been going since 1974. The 50th anniversary must have been last year, therefore. And we wish all of the square dancers very well in the world, wherever they are, even though I guess that's mostly in the USA. And we'll see you again soon on the channel. Take your partners for another dance with us tomorrow. Bye for now.